Are we live? We are live. Here we go. Sans Noonan for now. We're going to get Noonan a little later. I can hear the music at least. We'll figure out if we're in sync. And so what's up? So I just heard the music very late. All right. So what we can do, Will's a little late. He's going to ring the bell. What we're going to do there, I'm just going to give you a little preview of what we're doing. I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to tell you. We're starting off real early. We got our new segment, the Howie Mandela Effect. It's a little loose, so we're still going to have to flesh it out. So we'll figure out what that is. Let's see, Will probably has some news. I think he did some work yesterday or the day before. So Will will tell us something about that. We got two good Just Shave It bros, one all-timer, and another one a little silly. What else do we have? We have Jackie Harry. I don't know if we'll get to this one, but that one we might have to do a little research for that to figure out who's the guy that Jackie Harry and Eartha Kitt both were involved with. We're going to figure that one out. For science stuff, we got a unique oil-eating bacteria, a sleep resolution. I think revolution it would be. That one's going to blow your mind. What else do we have? Oh, and this is probably the best one. Is a fertility doctor. So we got a lot of wild stuff. Let me look at this to see if this is half-ass in sync. And I know Will did his Honda commercial yesterday. I don't know. He'll want to talk about that, hopefully. What else do we have? I might ate cat poop. That happened yesterday. Not feeling great today. Might be psychosomatic. That's pretty much it. So Will better hurry up. I already said all my words. What else? We probably have more things too. Oh, all the marijuana stuff. Now marijuana makes you not lazy anymore. It's good for motivation to work out. So as soon as money starts coming in, you see how things flip real quick. Oh, and that's Will. Here we go. I'm gonna hit his music. Did you already say what's up and everything? I just talked everyone in a little bit of just a little preview of the show. I didn't show anything.
That's great though.
I hit your music as you walked in, so I want to see how that looks in post. A little wrestling thing.
Oh, I like that. I like it. What was I gonna say? Is the lighting different in here?
A new light.
What a light.
Extra light. Is it better?
Oh, I like it. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna take my coat off. What was I gonna say though? Yeah, I told you I was gonna be 3 minutes late. I was exactly 3 minutes late. That's comedian timing.
I don't know. I teased your Honda commercial. I don't know if you want to talk about that again.
We could talk about it. It was cool as hell.
And I just rolled through just little things that we're gonna go through today.
That's fucking cool. I was like thinking. I was like, why wait, right?
Yeah. Hungry? Why wait?
Hungry? Why wait? Yeah, filming for Honda yesterday. For a few spots that'll be coming out over extended period of time.
Very cool. So just audio, or are you doing more
no, this was filming yesterday.
Very cool.
Big 11-hour day of shooting, but it's like it's such a corny actor thing, but it's like when you're working with fun people that you enjoy. The day just flies by.
That's true with anything, especially because you won't have to see them at some period. It's almost like a family reunion now.
Exactly.
Like it's not like
we all work together, and a couple of us have worked together. Like maybe a handful of us have been in radio and the TV sessions together. Right. So it's like that's like I don't know 6-7 sessions, and they're just laid back people anyway.
Yeah.
So it is kind of funny. But yeah, you're exactly right. It was much easier second time around, more laid back. Even though it was a longer day because it was just a bigger
production,
a little bit bigger, not a grand bigger. Oh shit! Now I'm on the mic. But so anyway, got a new scratch ticket for the show today. Our segment scratch ticket. I always scratch one of these babies at the end of the show. if we win over $500,000, we're going to start smashing shit up in here. But anyway, man, I'm fucking a little tie right now. Just a little tired. Kind of just waking up. Filmed for 11 hours yesterday, then did a fantastic show at Laugh Boston after that with Jimmy Dunn, Chris Tabb for this like conference that was in town. And it was a bucket of laughs and I had a great time. And then I went to sleep. Smoked a lot of pot, played some Fortnite. Was not playing so great. I went to sleep. This would be a great time though to check out the chat, right? If there is even anyone in it. Paul's back. I think I didn't even bring my phone. That's how much I hurry. Oh no, here it is. I was like, oh, I'll check the chat.
You're wearing shoes.
Yeah, shoes off. Oh my God, you broke your rule.
I know. I had to go outside. I forgot my parents and Sharon had stuff. So. Always things, man.
It's a slapdash day here at the Noonan Show. I kind of like it though. You know that they used to that's how like Opie and Anthony and Howard Stern was because it's 4 hours long. You know.
Well, I like that too. Like I like that's one of the good things about doing it here. It's like more. It's not formal.
No.
Even though I'd like it to be a little more formal from the externals.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, you can't turn your.
I didn't know my parents were going to be here today. I knew Sharon was coming back, but I forgot about that. So.
Oh, was that your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I forgot.
I see her sometimes. I'm like, Miss Brown. But yeah, I was just saying, the commercial was cool. It was a great time. I think there'll be fun spots when they come out.
I like them every time, but it's still weird because I'm always sitting here. I don't really watch TV. I more listen to TV.
Yeah.
And it's like something. I don't even recognize that it's you, but just something in my head's like, someone's fucking talking to me.
It was funny. There was a weird thing in my head yesterday when we were shooting where I was thinking, because now I've seen all the other spots 1,000 times, you know, on TV or heard them. So you know what it looks like. When you shot it the first time, you have an idea of what it looks like in the finished product, but you don't really know what it's going to look and sound like.
Yeah.
But this time, as we're filming it, I'm kind of in my head going like, oh, wow, we're like, I know what this is going to look like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was interesting in that way. I was kind of thinking, wow, I'm hearing the voice come out of my mouth. Because I'm saying the line over and over, like, around here, we Honda. Because around here, we Honda.
I never asked you this. This might be a good question. What do you, like, I know, what do you do? Like, do you play you? Do you up, like, what do you do when you go
no,
into
it's
that?
like a...
You just give them what they
You know
want?
what, that's funny.
Or?
That's like a deep... That's like... It's funny that you asked that because I was thinking about that yesterday too. It's a sillier. It's like it's this thing I've developed over all these commercials.
Yeah.
Because the first one I ever did was super over the top, silly.
Which one was that?
It was a Staples. I was in a.
I love that.
The first one I ever shot though, it was no dialogue. It's all black and white. I'm in a office kind of. All physical comedy.
Yeah.
And I got booked a few times off being a physical just guy. But then I did other stuff or a lot of stuff, man on the street stuff where I'm interviewing people. And that's a character too. That's more of like a wisecracking.
What was that one?
Science teacher.
You did it was like a identity theft one. That was pretty good.
That was one of my favorite ones.
Was that your man on the
that was more of that was we were playing like scalpers.
Yeah.
But all these things you kind of get an idea. It's not even necessarily a thing you develop. You just get an idea of what they really want. It's like they want a certain level of energy that's somewhere between.
Yeah.
It's like a little more. It's below manic. They don't want you to be like crazed or manic, but it's
just
above,
to grab you, right?
Yeah, and it's above what a regular person kind of is. I think that's why they like. This is all speculative. This is all just me talking on my ass. But I think that's why the big room is because you're yelling. They're filming you from far away, and you're kind of like,
so
it's the Honda Memorial.
You have to have energy.
Yeah, you kind of have. It's theatrical in that kind of way.
So what do you think helps you more? stand up or your old acting stuff?
Really don't know. It's a mix of all those things. That's probably why I think I get the gig, because it's like karaoke host, actor, comedian. All those things are suited to it. But it's also, I think there's a big thing where I'm kind of tall and skinny, and I make the cars look like big and strong. I think there's an aspect of it that's like that.
That's what I always wonder about. Like, what some of these things are like not done directly or even like with any thought, but people like to see certain things.
Yeah,
like, just like that looks right with these cars.
Yeah, it's about the car is always the star of the thing.
Yeah,
have no illusions that.
Yeah.
It's fun what you're doing, and it's cool for your friends and family and people who know your comedy and stuff to see you. But for a lot of people, it's just like everyone else you see in commercials, which is just this passing sort of, who are these faceless drones of commercial. You know, some people you get to know, like Flo from Progressive, but others you just see here and there. You know, there's a guy,
like the Trivago guy.
He's a guy you notice. But I notice people in car commercials a lot more, but I never really did before, you know?
Yeah. But I think you notice when you hate them, though.
Yeah, I think you would know. Or when you hear anything a lot, I think you're eventually going to go.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen as much anymore. People don't see commercials as much as they used to.
I was saying that to someone, too. I feel like they cracked like a code. Like where the exact amount to put them out to not like break your little brain. Like they figured out how much TV everyone's actually watching.
I wonder if it's like I think it might be that's like the usage. What's the perfect usage?
Yeah.
Or it could be that, or they figured like the fact that we used to watch. You know, we went from 7 channels to 20 channels to 100 channels to now channels and platforms and apps, so spread out the advertising that you would have to watch. You know, like the last ad I can remember thinking, wow, I'm being spammed with this ad, was that guy on YouTube who was like, this is my Lamborghini. Remember that guy? Yeah. He was like, you know what I like even more than my Lamborghini? All these books. Because those books have knowledge. Remember that guy?
Yeah. You love that guy.
That's the last commercial that I remember being like, what the fuck? This is being rammed down my throat.
I remember being stoned with Pat, and we were watching, it was a sports thing, and it was one of those TNT Go apps, whatever it is. And they only show like 2 or 3 commercials over and over. But one time we noticed they had flipped the image and played the same commercial. Maybe it's weed, but we were both like, what did they just do to us? Like, that's the second programming. Because there was the same commercial. It was like some image in the middle, a burger on this side, fries on the other side. And they played it over and over. And then one time they flipped it. I'm like,
dude, I think a couple people who have gotten annoyed with the one I'm in, like, they're like, it definitely is progressing week to week, the difference.
Really? People are like, oh, great commercial.
People who I see a lot in my life, you know, people who I see once in a while are obviously still like, so cool.
Yeah.
But people who I see, a lot, like my relatives or whatever. Not like my close family, but they're like, seen that commercial? Man, that commercial on a lot. Like,
got out of the therapist office.
I don't need to see it. I see it on TV all the time. A couple people have said that. I'm like, hey, like, then why are we here? Goodbye. But it was good. It was a long day, though. I got up at 5 a.m. and did that, and then I came home, showered, ate, and went and did a show.
Yeah.
And by then, I was just on so much caffeine and movement that I was up. And I actually hung out. Like, I didn't even go right home. I hung out with Jimmy Dunn for a little while and just shot the shit.
Yeah.
And then I went home. And then I still stayed up till probably like midnight-ish. But it hits you hard. On those days, you feel like you'll never get tired.
That's just
like, man, I'm so fucking like jacked up and I'm almost anxious. Maybe I'll take a walk. I don't know.
Yeah,
and
you start making plans.
Yeah, you're like, maybe I'll do this, that. And then all of a sudden, it's like a punch in the face. You're like, oh, no, I'm going to go to bed immediately.
Yeah. something might be medically wrong with me. You're like,
No, it's just like that. Isn't it weird though how it hits you like that? Well,
Yeah.
you kind of don't sleep that well, right?
But on days like that, when I'm pumping caffeine into myself, that's
Yeah.
what happens. That's exactly what happens.
I had a lot yesterday between the film shoot or commercial shoot, whatever. It's always I think being in that I'm constantly trying to not be a douche when I talk about things like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of an annoying filter to always have on. But I notice everyone's kind of trying to do. It's either you completely embrace it or you try not to do it. Or
Yeah,
you
it's
either
easier.
overdo
It's
it or
easier
underdo
just
it.
to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just don't, because you can't be thinking about stuff all the time.
Sage
Wisdom, man.
Sage wisdom.
Can't be out there thinking
Get
about
me out there
stuff.
thinking all the time.
You need stuff like this.
Yeah, what is? Oh, I saw this, dude. First thought, would
shit.
love one.
Hang on. Get a little issue here for a second. Let's go back to the main screen.
Sperm extractor. Now used in clinical settings, it goes viral. I wouldn't want the word viral right next to sperm extractor if I was a sperm extractor
Yeah, I think we just got to restart the browser.
salesman.
But that's basically what it is. It's gotten so crazy in China. I think it actually has something to do with their how much. Sorry.
Isn't it you're not allowed to have more than one?
Yeah, and they want males.
Girl, right?
They want males. So there's it's heavily
There's more
incent-
males than females.
Yeah, and they want males even now though.
Really, still?
I think they do. I think
Why
it's
is
still,
it so?
culture takes like a long time, I think, to get going, like,
That's an interesting.
to bounce back.
But isn't that not necessarily how it's always been? It's like that's a newer trend, right? That they only want males.
We can look that up. I'm not really sure how new it was. But let me pull up our stuff again first. But basically, it's they have to. There's so many people. They're incentivized to do it. So there's basically an army of dick sucking machines out there. Like, it's pretty amazing. Like,
What'll be funny is the army of dick sucking machines becomes sentient and
Yeah,
takes
exactly.
over the world and always becomes just like a cyborg, super powerful, blah blah blah, but never loses that dick sucking like
Yeah, it
mechanism
always has to
that
do
it's
it.
that it's at its core.
it just wants it.
It always has to have it. Some guys evolve to have it only on like their thigh.
We might be going without video of the web today, Will.
Oh well.
Sorry, buddy.
It's funny. I did a friend of mine, Martin Montana, is launching a new show like this one, and he's kind of testing his stuff out. So I was helping him out this morning with testing it, and we had all kinds of problems. It was an hour of sitting there and kind of trying all these things.
The worst thing is that's what it is, because everything is going to be different on computers. We have
Yeah.
2 computers, so that even like adds like a weirder element to it.
Yeah.
They just decide not to talk to each other. We still might be back though.
We were doing like Google. We went from trying to Skype each other, and him doing everything through OBS and Skype to just being like, well, let's just do a Google chat and screen capture it. And then that didn't work that well. Google Hangout or whatever it's called.
I mean, we're using OBS too. That's part of the problem. Like, it's an open source software. Like, it's good, but it's not. You don't pay for it. No one's really sussing out bugs constantly.
Google's the corporation that makes you feel like it's friendly. It's like all rainbow colored and
What is their thing?
kitty
Do no
looking.
harm or something like that?
Yeah, and they're just like,
We're back
Google.
up.
It's Google Hangout. It's just hang.
We're back up anyway.
We're not man. All right, so here's our army. There you can see the army of sperm
Yeah.
extractors. Sperm extractor. I wonder how they settled on that.
Well, it's like pretty insane too. Like they didn't just like, it's not you like all function. It's form too. It can simulate multiple vaginal environments through massage, twitching, sucking, vibrating.
Okay, I'm familiar with all of those things.
But well, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, it's just like kind of an ignorant question, but is modesty a Chinese culture thing? I know it's more in Japanese. Is it all Asian cultures or?
I don't know. I don't know for sure. I think though, the porn in China is the one that's pixelated, right? Or is that Japanese?
I'm not
porn?
sure.
I don't know either.
No, I think Japanese gets pretty crazy. So.
But I think communist country, can't imagine porn is
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be some
free
kinda-
flowing.
Got to be controlled somehow, right?
Two guys who don't know a lot about Chinese porn tactics or fucking policy.
So I thought this might be a good house.
But if you had one of those, let's raise a question.
Yeah.
If you had a sperm extractor just in the garage, one of those high tech ones. How often are you using it?
I think like people get silly with it, but that's not even the crazier question. That's not even the crazier question though.
You think you'd pick that up? Doesn't matter.
The crazier question though is like, remember when people had color TVs first, and everyone would come over and watch the first color TV? So it'd be a lot like that with the dick sucking machine. Not everyone would have it. So it'd be like,
It was kind of like that with fleshlights. I remember my buddy had a fleshlight, and I didn't of course say it, but it was my thought. I had the thought like, can I borrow it? Can I try it? You don't even want to try
before you buy type
like a
of thing.
Peloton, It is weird, certain things people have, and they're like, get on. You're like, really? Is that personal?
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
I remember a buddy of mine goes one time. He got this high-tech shower. Comes out, he's like, take a shower. I was
Come on.
I was like, what? He's like, come on, man, take a shower. You got it. You got to take a shower. I was like, at your house, like in the middle of the day?
Did you?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
He's like, you
too.
got to do it. You got to do it. It's the best shower you're ever had. So I was like, okay, get out of here. So he goes and like makes himself a cup of tea or something. I was like, this is too weird. I felt there was a part of me in my brain that was like, I knew this guy really well and knew it was
Some Chuck Berry
never
stuff.
gonna happen. But it was like, am I gonna come out and he's gonna be just naked? Like,
I was thinking camera, like some Chuck Berry.
Oh shit. That's probably what happened.
But I was thinking we were kind of like loose on the Howie Mandela Effect.
Oh yeah.
But I think I got two like new. What do we want? Like new weird medical things.
I think the Howie Mandela Effect should be health scares.
health scares. Okay.
Like that we think are bullshit.
Well, here's not a scare, but here's one that might kind
Or
of fall into
OCD
that.
behavior. Like I think the Howie Mandela Effect is
more OCD at the
It's
core,
the effect we're all becoming more like Howie Mandel.
Yeah.
That's the Howie Mandela Effect.
Right? Okay. So this one's a little loose.
Society is getting more germophobic. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that. So this one's not exactly like that.
These are the segments that are going to take us to the top.
I agree.
Just shave it, bro. Howie Mandela Effect.
So this one isn't exactly this, but it's like it's kind of hysteria. So now that they have people taping their mouths to sleep better because mouths are for eating and noses are for breathing. So basically what this is.
Jesus Christ.
I know this is
It's
an
a
exactly
risky product.
I know, like to really put it out there. There's like a little hole. I think that's how they get you. You can't really see it on the screen. There's a little hole.
What a bunch
right
of
here.
bullshit, though. That cannot work.
Well, I get why they. Have you ever? Do you breathe through your nose all the time?
I can't. I have a deviated septum. I do I try to most of the time.
It's so much better, right? Like when
But
you
I
just
have
really
a-
lock that nose in.
Oh yeah, when you meditate,
just
they
a
tell
human.
you to breathe. It's better for your. It like calms your heart better.
Yeah,
through
it
your
feels-
nose.
Well, it's better for like the air too. It moisturizes the air a little bit, so you sleep better.
This is supposed to straighten your teeth, though.
No. This is purely to force you to breathe through your nose as you sleep.
Oh my god.
So this is like it's pretty obsessive compulsive.
Well,
It's
all
not
right. So first of all, if you did have a deviated septum, this product
You'll
is
die.
terrible for you.
you'll die.
Well, yeah, or you'll just have like a. Because I do it sometimes. I wake up, I'll sleep with my mouth closed. It only happens kind of like in the dead of winter when the air is really dry.
Yeah.
And I'll wake up. It's the worst. I wake up. I'm just been breathing through one nostril for a really long time, I imagine.
Yeah.
I wake up. I'm like fucking gasping for air.
Yeah, your head even feels like a little cloudy.
Yeah,
Your
and
brain
it's not like I'm choking at all. It's just like I've just been denied.
Yeah,
It's the worst way to start a day off.
it's pretty. I have to sometimes like the same thing when it's allergies or it's real dry. I have to like pick what side I'm sleeping on by what nostril's better. Like, oh, the
It's
right
the
one's
worst.
better tonight.
I was just talking to a guy, Justin McKinney, hilarious dude, who's got an Amazon Prime thing out. He was telling me he got the surgery,
Oh wow,
and he was like, can't recommend it enough. Highly recommend it.
everyone says that
Everyone
too.
says that, and I want to get it actually. I've also heard it makes you. They think it's a cause of anxiety. People who have deviated septums, they think it can make you.
I believe it.
I think it too. I was like, man, when I really look back, I didn't have, even when I haven't had a lot of anxiety lately, but when I did have it, I was like, man, when I was breathing well, it doesn't really.
Yeah, I mean,
Could have
it's
something to do
probably
with it.
not. Yeah, exactly. It's not-
Smoking caused me to have a lot more, like, congestion. So.
Are you allergic to stuff? Like, I think tree pollen's big now.
Not too bad. I think I'm an average
Normal.
person.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
I get it kind of hard at the end of the year, but it's more like hay fever and stuff.
Yeah, I get these little a day here, a day there.
Yeah.
In Florida, we all got hit like
Because you're not used
with
to that
stuff like
stuff.
that. It's all brand new.
Yeah, yeah.
It was some of the stuff down there was prehistoric and odd, and they have so much stuff that's not native,
Yeah.
like palm trees. I kept asking people, no one could answer this question. I was like, do palm trees grow naturally down here, or are all the palm trees you see planted? Because there's no forest of palm trees. They're just all
I know
imperfect places.
I know a guy up here, and there's a couple people up here that grow them and sell them to all sorts of places. So I think you can grow them anywhere. Like the ones you see in like hotels and stuff around here.
Yeah.
They're all grown pretty locally indoors.
Oh, well, this was all right. So this is kind of cool though. I don't know if I didn't tell this story on any shows. I told this to a couple people. This was like one of the coolest things that happened to me down there. It was the middle of the night. No, anyway, no one can answer my question, but I was leaning towards no. Like the little stuff that grows on the ground, palms.
Yeah.
But the big, tall, like palm trees,
They're
I think
grown
those
somewhere.
are imported from Key West or someplace
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
But anyway, this is like one of the coolest things that happened to me when I'm down there. I was smoking weed, and it was late. This is one of the only nights I really did this. Most nights I was in bed pretty early, like 11:30, midnight.
Yeah.
1 would be late. This is probably one of the nights I was staying up until 1. So I'm up, and I was watching TV or something. I got this app on my phone where you can look at the stars, and it tells you what.
That's
You hold it up to the sky, and it tells you what the constellations are that
Yeah.
you're pointing at. It's so cool. So you could see the stars really well down there. So I kept like whipping this app out, and I was I had smoked and gone into my bedroom, and I was in there, and I was like, man, I bet I could get like a good look at those stars. And then I was playing Fortnite, and I was like, I bet I could get a good look at those stars right now. And I'm just playing Fortnite. I could do this anywhere. I'm in Florida. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go out there.
Especially we never see stars here.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna go out there, and then I was like, I'm gonna smoke one more, but I'm gonna go out front, right? Because we had that screen. So I was like, I'm gonna go out front where there's no screen.
Get your peepers right to the sky.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna smoke. I was like, I'm gonna smoke a bowl out there because it's so late. No one in this neighborhood is awake, I was like, I'll smoke a bowl out there. I'll look at the sky, and then I'll go to bed. So I go out there, and it was fucking cool, man. I'm high. I'm just literally looking at the stars like a fucking pothead. In the nice weather. It's like 68, 70 at night.
Yeah.
Cool breeze. And I hear like this like and I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't know what's down there. Gators.
Yeah. I would think gator.
All kinds of on my runs I had seen huge owls, huge ducks with these like brain type things on the front of their fucking face.
Oh shit.
Turkeys, big ass fucking birds that look like dinosaurs and shit. And I'm thinking it's one of those, and then but then I'm looking around trying to find where the sound's coming from, and it's sort of like it's not in any type of rhythm or any type of, it's just, but it's getting louder, and it seems, and I'm thinking to myself, am I high? I know I'm super high and I'm out here, but I'm like, this is really happening, but I can't figure out what it is. And then I look over and I think what's happening is one of the palm trees, it's windy. And I'm like, one of the palm trees is blowing against the power line and it's zapping. And it's going zzz, zzz, zzz. That's what I think. So I'm like, I go over and I see that that's not it, but now I'm kind of closer to where the sound's coming from, and I hear, and that's how it sounds like someone taking a shit, and it goes, and then I hear, and I look up, and it's one of those like 6-7 foot palms.
I could have killed you.
And it comes off, and it's like 7 feet away from me, and it goes like, and it hits, and it's fucking huge. But it all happens. It's like, but then all of a sudden it's like, this all happens in a second. And I saw the whole thing from start to finish, and I was like, this whole trip was worth it. I remember thinking in that moment, I was like, that was one, I'll never see that again for my whole life, probably. Because I remember living in LA, you'd see palms on the ground all the time, and you'd see them kind of half hanging off trees sometimes. And you'd see all
you saw a perfect fall.
I saw a perfect fall.
You've seen something like that before when you're in the Blue Hills.
I saw a tree fall.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I heard it. The tree thing was a similar type of thing. I kind of heard it cracking, and I looked over, and it was like, it shook the whole fucking ocean floor. I mean, forest floor.
A Widowmaker.
So yeah, I have seen a couple things like that. It's a product. It's a product of being a pothead and enjoying the outdoors. It's kind of a bonus of that lifestyle. But yeah, that was one of the highlights of the entire trip to Florida.
That's amazing.
Isn't that
too.
cool?
It's a great point though too. You're probably never gonna see that again. You're gonna have to like always be like chasing that.
Yeah, and it was 1 a.m. Couldn't run in and tell anybody.
Yeah.
Didn't film it.
Just enough weed, or maybe even a little too much weed in your system.
Mm-hmm. Like perfect on that line.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of went in and was like, wow. Probably looked at some porn and went to bed. A lot of porn on that trip to Florida. It was like being in jail with phone access.
It's exactly like jail.
Yep. Real world battle royale game in the works.
This is pretty badass.
Is this to the death?
No. It's not that good, but it's not like Donald Trump. He's not holding it. But it's just some other rich guy.
The Republican Party.
Yeah.
You can sit around and watch this.
But it's pretty badass. Like some rich guy basically just said there's a massive popularity in these battle royale games. Like you like Fortnite.
I do. I was playing.
It's probably the biggest one now, but there's a bunch of them.
My nephew is on a 24-hour communications ban right now.
What did he do?
Well, it's so funny.
He's talking shit.
Well, my sister, it's all, him and my sister call me. Yeah, my sister calls me on speaker with him. He's like a mess. He's only 8. He's crying and everything. He's like, and he's like, I can't talk to my friends, and I can't I can play squads, but I can't talk to anybody. And then I'm like, Jerry, I was like, there was a update yesterday, or today. I go, it's probably something to do with the update.
Yeah, it's a glitch or something.
Stuff
right?
like that happens every time there's an update. Weird stuff happens. He's like, okay. I was like, it'll probably be better tomorrow. Just give it a day. And then I go to the gig. It's like 10, and my sister texts me like screenshots from her email, and it's from Microsoft, and it's like, your account has been.
So you must have been saying shit.
So, yeah, and I'm at the comedy club. So funny too. 11-hour day.
Yeah.
I got in a fight in the middle of my workday with this guy via email. This guy's like making this guy's making promises for me. He's getting
that
people,
sucks.
like telling
Yeah.
people. He's my friend, so he's telling people I'll do things like
Yeah,
without, and then going like, "Well, I already told this guy,"
Yeah.
So I'm telling him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" In the middle of the day. It was a long day yesterday, and then it ends with like my sister sending me these things. She's like, "What does this mean?" And I'm like, "He probably." I go, "It's a revenge tactic. He could have just
Yeah.
said, like,
He could have said nothing. It could have just a bunch of people could have reported him.
Yeah.
But he probably said some shit.
Yeah, I'm like, he's an 8-year-old. It's
Yeah.
not crazy to
No.
think. And I think the text. I'm Googling it a little bit while I was in the club, and they have to have proof or something. So he must have texted something.
Oh, yeah.
Or done something they screenshotted,
Yeah,
or who knows, right? Or if you get enough, but I was like, it's not a big deal, But it was that.
Use it as a teaching moment.
It's a big deal in that world.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I was feeling guilty. I was like, well, I'm gonna go play some Fortnite. I was like, I'm nice. I don't remember what the point of that was. Oh, Battle Royale, right?
Oh, yeah, basically just a rich guy setting up basically the way the games work, 100 people helicopter in or bus in or something, and they all fight to the death. Pretty much, right?
With like paintball guns?
Well, yeah, but I'm just describing how like the regular battle royale things work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Last man standing.
Last man standing. All right, that's a
Yeah.
perfect way to describe. So this is going to be
Everyone
airsoft.
Hunger Games style. Everyone fights until one person is left.
Yeah. So this is going to be the exact same thing, but with airsoft rifles. They're going to have referees that are like spotting if you actually got shot and stuff like that.
Okay.
They have touch sensitive armor that's supposed
There you
to
go.
work. So that's pretty cool. That's fun.
Man, last night I kept getting just picked off by all my games ended last night with me just
Being sad.
like jumping, No, because you can't even get mad at that one. You're like walking along and you're like playing the game and you just kind of get a little comfortable.
yeah.
So and all of a sudden it's like bang and you're out.
Yeah.
Happened to me 2 times. I'm, I get so stoned.
And you're like locked into it.
I get super stoned, play that, and then I get super tired playing that, and then I go to sleep. I play it on my phone, and my eyes get exhausted, and then I go to sleep.
Can you mirror it to a screen?
Like a...
Yeah, like screen mirror.
I don't know if I could. I've never done that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think I might be able to,
Might be fun.
but I don't know. I've gotten so used to playing it on
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But I have the account. It'll work anywhere, So
Yeah.
that's the thing. If I do get a PS4, PS5...
They just
I'll,
announced that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's so funny because I was thinking of getting a PS4 in the next...
This isn't going to come out for another year.
in the next, that's what I was saying though. I was thinking
Yeah.
about getting one in the next like year or so. In the next 6 months, I was gonna get a PS4, and it's gonna be.
This will be like 2020 Christmas.
As soon as I get the PS4, though,
Yeah.
a month later, like we're no longer making games for the PS4.
Yeah, exactly. No, they will though. They're saying it's going to carry over more because that's one of the good things about it. Fully backward compatibility, so all PS4 games will work. They'll actually work better. They tested that Spider-Man game, which I didn't play, but
Yeah,
the
I played it a little bit.
the
I
lo-
mean, not. I don't have a PS4. I played it one
Yeah.
time.
the load times though were cut from 15 seconds to 0.8. So that's pretty.
There will be.
badass.
Yeah, there will probably. There will probably be. I sound like Lincoln. That's the only way I can say this. There will probably be no load times in the future, I imagine.
The only thing that stops it is it's gonna work like that for a PlayStation 4 game. Once they dump more shit into the PlayStation 5 games, they'll be just as slow.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's kind of what they always
Eventually.
do. I always used to say the same thing too. I'm like, just keep the graphics the same place, make the physics better or whatever.
Two
but-
predictions. All right, I have a prediction that I want to ask you of your prediction. My prediction, the next Elder Scrolls game will be one of the like package games of the PS5. It'll be one of the
You
debut
think?
games.
Well, let's think. If it's end of 2020, I don't know. It seems too early. Seems too early to me.
I think they're already working on it, so that's what they'll.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
hope-
have the engine yet or the tech yet, but that's what they'll say.
I hope, but Sony wouldn't want to do it either because it's not. They'd want to do first party games, like games that they make. 'Cause they don't want.
Yeah, maybe. That's true. It's a good point.
It might launch with it though. You might be right.
That's what I mean. Like,
but it won't be like a push title.
all right. How about this? What do you think it'll cost? This is my question for you. Prediction.
The
PS5.
I think $600. I think we're back in that range again.
Imagine that.
That was PlayStation 3.
Imagine asking your parents for a $600 item.
I don't know. Our stuff was more expensive than you remember too, though. Super Nintendo games were $100 at one point.
What?
They were $80 at one point, and even jumped to $100 at like a very small.
Wow, I don't remember
time.
that.
Yeah, consoles are pretty expensive too.
I thought like it was always in the $200 to $300 range.
It kind of was. But then like they did the add-ons. You remember Sega did a bunch of add-on things.
Sega.
It's interesting. I haven't played a game for so long, but I just like to buy stuff, so I'll buy it immediately.
It is weird. I was thinking the other day. I've just been playing Fortnite so long. I've been playing Fortnite for like, what's up? Something like 200 days or something like that. That's a lot of time to just be playing.
Definitely
one game.
is.
It tells you.
Definitely is. Get that Fortnite crack addiction.
I was playing FIFA for off and on for years. So I've always been the guy who plays one game a lot.
Yeah.
But it is. I must give it up to them. It changes enough that and they give you enough of those battle pass challenges and things to do.
Yeah.
Where I get that it's a phone game and it has that mobile. To me, it feels like a mobile game sometimes. Like the same way I see people who just play Candy Crush.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is to me. I enjoy playing Fortnite and trying to get wins, but I also really enjoy just checking off those things and earning the rewards and getting the upgrading the
and people
points.
definitely like that. There's something. What do you think that's like a dopamine reaction, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it's just the human nature of collecting
reward.
and
You're like, look what I did.
Yeah, reward, checking off boxes.
Yeah.
They've really tapped into that. The achievement.
It's gonna be illegal.
Games used to have. They slowly realize like, wow, people really like to get these achievements. I really like to get these achievements.
I remember when it came out, like I think it was Xbox achievements and PlayStation trophies.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, but then like it just went to a whole nother level with almost micro transactions, not money wise, but just micro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did one thing.
It's true. The sound gives you a
scary.
I don't know. I guess
you add that to that dick sucking robot, and that's the end of society.
What was Fortnite definitely has, I feel, what's that guy's name? Rogan's had him on a couple times. He's Darren Brown, that British.
Yeah.
He does hypnosis and he uses sound in sort of little jingles to hypnotize, like ding dong ding, like little things to hypnotize people. And I think Fortnite I don't think they're trying to get any sort of message through, but it's a stay here thing. It's this is a comfortable place thing.
Even how it looks.
Like the little signal to
the colors,
the boss. I don't necessarily think it's a nefarious, they have a team of psychologists.
You don't? I think they do.
I don't know if it's...
I don't think it's nefarious, but I bet they have psychologists.
I wonder if it's gone that deep or if it's just sort of... like a creative idea of, hey, let's make this warm, and they use other words to say it.
It could be that might be a good point. Like not everything has to be like market research. It's just like the inevitability of things. Once they see something works, that's what they start doing.
Yeah, it's the evolution of what is popular. So PUBG was great. Maybe if it was a little more colorful and
a little more accessible,
and the sounds
less
were a little
violent.
bit. See, one of my beefs with one of the things I dislike about Fortnite. What'd you say?
No, both. They're gonna say about PUBG. Both of us, when Pat showed us at first, and neither of us liked what the gun sounded like.
That's what I was.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah, it was too much. And I was gonna say, one of my only things I would change about Fortnite is the sounds of the guns. I would. To bring it down a little bit or make it a little.
Yeah.
I feel like even sometimes when you play Fortnite, it's just like a little too.
Especially because there's no blood anyway, so why not make it even more cartoonish?
Zero blood. When you die, you just like it's clear that you're a digital thing.
Yeah.
But I just think that's one of the only times where I feel like a sick puppy. I'm sitting there in bed, about to go to bed, and I'm like, like I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like, but I'm at the same time, I'm like, I'm a boy in a man's body, so
Yeah.
I'm sitting here at my turret.
I bet you there's as long as you're not a psychopath, there's probably something good in just getting out that little bit of caveman aggression.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I don't.
Have you ever felt like you don't? I play more violent games, so maybe it doesn't happen with that. But
Nah.
I've felt like this. I feel pretty great right now. I've definitely felt that before. Like, I'm like sneaking up.
I think when I played that boxing
stabbing
game,
people.
remember that boxing? There was that EA boxing fight night. I remember playing that fight night game sometimes, and at the end of fights sometimes, or that UFC game and stuff, getting like two.
a little too. Yeah.
But I could even at Madden or FIFA, I would really fucking like playing the computer. I would get angry.
Well, the computer cheats well.
Yeah, computer does cheat, or just my own. I would yell at my own players a lot. Those games, I always learned what type of coach I would probably be. Fucking, what are you doing?
This is a future one, so I just want to tease this to you. But do you remember this lady, Jackie Harry? She was in like a bunch of movies. Hang on, I'll pull up a bigger picture.
Jackie Harry.
She was in like this. She's a sister mom.
Sisters. Oh, I love her.
All right, so over
She's
the
on 227, right?
yeah, she is.
That's one of my favorite shows as a kid.
The Pains. Everybody hates Chris, but she got in
I love this lady. Oh, was she do something terrible?
No, it's something pretty amazing.
Okay.
I like this a lot. So someone wrote, what is the most surreal encounter you've ever had with someone famous? There's a longer thing, but she wrote, Eartha Kitt slapped the fuck out of me. She thought I was sleeping with her boyfriend, which I was, but I didn't know he was taken. So for the future, I want us just like, we don't have to do it right now, just run through our heads of who the hell do we think that was. Like,
who?
Lando Calrissian. Like you gotta like.
Who was Eartha Kitt's boyfriend?
That Jackie
Harry
Harry
was also sleeping
exactly.
with. Wow, that is a great point. What if it was Robert De Niro?
Yeah, exactly. Like that might be like a better way to go at it.
Eartha Kitt, they're both hot. And Jackie Harry, she's a bit older now. And
she was super hot at one time.
Yeah, she was fucking.
I think.
And
I don't know.
sexy
I don't
too,
really
like
remember.
the way her demeanor was very sexy.
Yeah, see, that's what it was.
She was sort of the
always, like,
Black Blanche.
Yeah,
right.
That's
like,
great. Yeah,
of 90s sitcoms.
I think of her on Sister, and that's exactly what she was. She was the
Younger,
dirty
black
mom.
Blanche.
Yeah.
I've actually seen, it's kind of racist, I think, sometimes what they try and get old black ladies to do in film and TV. They always have to be like, and every time you see an old black lady in film or TV, they always get back, "Ooh, child." Like they always have to say that. Maybe a doctor performing surgery, and at the end they're like, "Oh, child, I'm the best surgeon in the city." And they go right back into their regular voice. It's like in the script that if you're over 58 years old
This is
and
exactly
black,
what you
they
have to
make
do.
you say.
Yeah.
I was just watching one. I was like, why can't she just be a waitress at a diner?
Yeah.
Why does she have to say that?
Ooh, child.
Oh, child. You get out there.
But she took this even further. So someone said the exact thing that we said. I'm just shook at the fact that a man has enough juice to successfully holler at Jackie Harry and Eartha Kitt. And then she wrote, he didn't just eat the groceries, he restocked the shelves. So it's like,
First of all, why don't we just have a segment every week called Jackie Harry's Twitter? That's fine
It's
with
really
me. Or
good.
This Week in Jackie Harry.
it's pretty good. She's pretty amazing.
I had a thing with her. Actually, this is so funny. You know how, I mean, when I was a kid, I don't think it was sexual attraction, but I had like an attraction to her as a kid. Like, I wish she was like my aunt. I like her. I was drawn to her. You know what I'm saying?
I think everyone did.
Some people
I
like that.
definitely
She just has
yeah.
a warm, great presence.
Yeah.
That's a quality that
I wonder if it's like the age though, because we're kind of similar ages, so we were watching the same shows at the same time. So
Oh,
it's like-
definitely. I think there's people that connect that way. There's people that connect with the public that way. That's their type of charisma. Like, for example, Dave Coulier, right?
yeah.
People come up to him and just hug him, Like, they give him these hugs that are so personal and so
weird.
you can see this too that you're going, oh, that's so sweet, but he's like, this is the
Again?
50 bajillionth hug that it's just so.
He's like, isn't it ironic?
Because he takes photos after, and people hug him like he's their long lost
uncle.
Yeah, he's
It's the same thing,
just a
right?
prisoner of war coming home from Vietnam after 14 years.
It's just weird. Some shows do that to you. Like that show probably does that to a lot of people. A lot of the people like Jesse, they like a lot of people on the Full House. I like Lori Loughlin.
Lori Loughlin, dude, she was quite a what would be the term? She would be, I would say, a masturbation fantasy of mine as a kid, big time.
Yeah, she has to be way, way up there.
That was quite an era of sitcom hotties.
That's true.
I remember one of my friends was really, really into the mom from Home Improvement. Could never stop talking
That's a
about
weird
it.
one.
I thought that was kind of odd, too. I was
I guess I kind of get it, but I like the...
when you're that age, you can't really be held accountable.
I'd like the aunt from Family Matters. She wasn't even on the show a lot.
Yeah.
Like light skin,
Light
like
skin.
kind of tall. Like,
Huge boobs. She had pretty big boobs. She was in a few different shows. Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think. It was always that. See, her role, the Lori Loughlin role, and that woman on Family Matters, like the same.
and even Jackie, like her a little bit.
The daughter
too.
on Family Matters was really hot too. As long as we're talking about hot Family Matters cast members, as she, when she was at later
Laura,
seasons.
I forget, kinda.
Yeah,
Her name was Laura.
Lori.
I used to love that fucking show.
Yeah, it was a great show. Urkel wasn't. Urkel scenes weren't even my favorite scene. They were when I was little, and then I grew older, and I was like, Eddie's the best character on the show.
Yeah, no, I like the dad too, just
yeah.
because I like Die Hard. But that show doesn't hold up well in this PC era. Like, I know it's not what we're supposed to do in the show, but like he dressed up as fucking just a bunch of racist characters, pretty much. Like all of them did. Like a lot of Asian
thing,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, both of them though. Urkel and the father did one too. It's a lot of weird stuff.
This is a big story in the running community. I know all about this.
Oh, mystery poopers.
The guy, the New Jersey superintendent pooper, who was pooping at the track. Because a lot of runners were like, "Oh, I know why this guy's doing this." A lot of people think this guy's like a perv or he's demented,
Yeah,
Which
I think he's
he's an idiot and he's a fucking selfish narcissist. But a lot of people think he's just a fitness addict who's or he's a runner.
so you think he just really had to go?
That's people think he runs here every single morning and he just it's become a habit of his to shit there every morning when he runs.
Oh, all right. Because this made it kind of seem like he was shitting at like a rival school's place.
Then I might have the wrong story. I might have the wrong story.
Shitters.
Might be multiple people shitting on tracks.
Yeah, he's a superintendent, and he was taking shits on a rival school's athletic field. But it might still be what you're saying, though. They just might have had a better place.
This was in the Reddit running thing, and it was a huge discussion, and a lot of people were like, "Listen, I'd be lying if I said I didn't dip into the fucking woods behind someone's house once or twice and take an emergency dump, or at the track, like run into the woods." So. Look at that. Can we go back?
It started happening almost daily, though. That's what they're saying, though.
And he's kind of a just shave it, bro, guy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like kind of, if it's a daily behavior, that's pretty deviant, and that's like, it's happening, bro.
That's a fucking scary face.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's embarrassment.
Sarah Connor?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some embarrassment there, but it gives me chills, kind of.
Part of me feels like, all right, do you really need to arrest this guy? Like, I don't know what you do, because it's definitely weird. But like now this guy's like, it's not a sex offender thing, I don't think. So what are we even charging this for? Like,
no, it's more of a vandalism, I would say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you got to stop it somehow. It's like one of those things.
I'd say that's a cleaning fine and a cleaning fine, and then probably add on top of the cleaning fine a $1,500 like indecency fine.
There you go. And yeah, that's how you curb this behavior.
But that's a fine. You can't send someone to jail for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of sucks that you have to have your mug shot for, like, you're a pooper now.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, dude.
For the rest of your life.
I'm not a fan of mugshot public.
I hate it too. I'm the same.
My
for real
biggest
heinous
thing,
shit, maybe.
I actually think the opposite. Especially crimes like mass shootings. I always thought that should be, You remember? I always think it was Michael Skakel, that Kennedy rape thing. The
guy up in the tree jacking up. Was he
No.
the jacker offer
no,
or was
it
the
was
raper?
a raper, and it was the girl on the beach.
I can't. All these Kennedys, man.
Yeah,
I got them all.
Which ones are they?
I got-
Is all these people, but they blurred her face. Remember they put that big blue dot on her face? She testified.
oh yeah.
And there were photos of her in court, but they put a big it was a moment in journalism because it was, hey, we're not gonna put this
Yeah.
victim to shame or publicize this victim. So everyone used this big blue dot, and it became kind of like a symbol of decency. At the same time, I think it's the same. What you shouldn't give these dudes that. So you cover their face, you hide their name.
Never say their name.
It'll slowly phase out.
It feels like they've been doing that more
Something like
recently.
that. New Zealand did that.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And
So,
that sucks.
New
that I'm
Zealand
like,
does everything
one of them,
right, though.
One of those mass shootings did that.
Yeah, and a lot of people are using New Zealand as this example of what we should do, and I think in a perfect world we should, but New Zealand.
It's a different fucking place.
It's like it's the size of a state, you know.
Well, it's culturally different too. It's like everything's different.
Yeah,
You can't.
but
It's
the
not
amount
one.
of population.
Yeah.
You could change policy in a state or
Yeah.
even two states, but not
It's
the
tempting.
whole country overnight.
It's tempting to say like, "Wow, that worked there. Let's make it work here," because that's
Yeah.
that people's brains work like that. But just fucking, it's a different place.
There's a lot of checks and balances.
Yeah.
Checks and balances. We're getting political. Let's get to something silly.
It's something to silly.
Oh, this was nice.
Yeah. It was a nice weekend for Tiger. even
Watched
though
this with my-
I'm not a big fan of Tiger, but
I watched it with my parents. I like Tiger. I mean, I think he's a average guy. I think he had kind of a rough. I think he probably had a rough childhood.
yeah, he's got a little bit of that Michael Jackson shit.
Yeah.
Just he didn't get rapey and gross.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well,
Who fucking knows? Though?
Actually,
who knows what happens to people in their free time, man? And,
Yeah, I take
and
that
he
back.
he spent the majority of his life running around country clubs. I bet he got into some real hairy shit.
Well, just how his like that end of his marriage went down. I know he was like a drug addict by that point, so maybe you don't want to judge him too harshly, but not
It's
a
like
good look, bro.
Booze and back pills.
And pills, yeah, like 5
I
different.
heard
substances.
I heard recently she knocked all his teeth out. He had to get a bunch of
Ooh, with that time with the golf club.
like she really hit him with it. He had to get
That's
dental
awesome.
work.
I like that. Woo. Imagine how done she was with him, because she probably knew the deal before, but he must have just got real wacky at the end, like getting real stupid with it.
I heard that she lives like on a small island off the coast of some country.
I like that.
and wants no part of the
That makes me think
public
he's a
eye.
complete monster and like
He
her
just
so much
broke her?
more. Like,
Yeah, she was a friend of his nanny.
oh wow,
friend of
he's one
his
of those guys
nanny.
too.
But I guess if it's your friend, it was probably a setup, you know. It was
Probably
like-
hard to meet people too when you're Tiger Woods.
Yeah. Hold on, I just gotta.
But his hair, he may even made a joke about it. I think that's what this whole article is. But that's pretty rough because he looks good with a shaved head too. I know he's older now, but he definitely doesn't have the worst head for it. He has a good head. It makes him look squatty. He has like the same baldness I
He would
have.
be a perfect guy to do it, just shave it, I think, because he's an athlete, a pro athlete.
Yeah.
Although old now.
Yeah.
You forget how old he is. He looks pretty good.
Oh shit! I'm typing in just shave. I'm trying to type in.
We come up.
But he definitely had his head shaved, that kind of tight at one point. I thought, but I could be
Look
wrong.
at that one. That must have been when he's with the frosted tips below, right there, above. Wow, there you
Oh
go.
shit!
Yeah,
Jesus.
that one. He looks like Neymar. Wow.
That's sad. Like that's when I noticed I was balding, I grew my hair really long. That's
Yeah.
what he's doing right
Yeah,
there.
he's dyeing it. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with my hair like that if I was losing it. That's a bad one.
That's a rough one.
It's.
I feel like he has an all right head though. Like, I really
I
do.
don't-
Like he's
yeah,
got a good shaped head.
He's half black. It's like fucking when you got dark skin, just shave it. It looks good. I think.
Most of the time, it's true.
I think if you're even a very tan white guy and above,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
shaving it
Exactly.
is an easy call.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
a lot of people look good with it, but if you got the skin for it, like the skin pigment for it, it's an easy call.
Oh, 100%. He looks so jacked
He
up.
was so bad. You ever seen the video of that? He's so banged up.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't know what state he's in.
Yes. Ambien, man. I think that was one of the drugs he was teetotaling.
We got any? Is he the?
No, that's it. Yeah, he's the other guy too was, but I think for him definitely just shave it. The other guy I think is a deviant.
Nice. I got a tight schedule today, so let's do the fucking.
Let's lock it in.
Let's lock it in. Unfortunately,
We're good.
on a tight sketch. Gotta do some commercial writing after this voiceover,
That'll be fun.
and then I have a meeting tonight at 6. I'm fucking Joe Hollywood this week. All right, so our numbers 21, 23, 7, 1. Not loving those numbers, although a little bit. 14, 24, 9, 11, 12. Not looking good. Not looking good. We're getting adjacent numbers. That's never good. 8, 2, 13. These are all bad. 15.
It's all bad.
It's all bad. Oh, we got a winner. Never
See?
mind. I take it back. We won. How much did we win? Like, as we always say on this show, if we win more
Then
than 500,000,
something like that.
something like that, start breaking shit. Well, it's not today because today we won 5. Our money back. So we'll hold on to this guy till next week on the Noonan Show. And then we'll be fucking millionaires, Paul.
One of these days.
If nothing else, keep tuning in, sharing these videos in hopes that one day you'll watch two men
Like
become
and
millionaires.
subscribe to millionaires.
Like and subscribe. Did you take that photo, Paul?
No, I did not.
Oh, I thought you did.
I did
I was
not.
about to compliment you, but I guess
I did.
not.
My name is Haley Elizabeth. Did you see the bottom? I should just be
Why
like,
is
yes,
that
Will.
bad? Oh, she took it.
I have no idea.
Well, as I was testing with Martin today, I was thinking it's so hard to do this. So thanks as always, Paul, for all your
Thanks,
hard
buddy.
work on this
It was
show.
easy today. It was a little haphazard, but it worked out. We're
Paul
there.
does all this hard work with the mics and the cameras and everything. I just show up and talk about dicks and balls and pussies. And we have fun. So stay out there. Send us your Howie Mandela Effects, Just Shave It Bros, and all that stuff. And we'll see you next week on the Noonan Show. Namaste cool, motherfuckers.